Hello and welcome. Medical care, advocacy, and reporting. Understanding Sexual Assault Victims' Rights and Kentucky State Laws is presented by Hope Harbor Incorporated. Hope Harbor is the designated rape crisis center serving victims of sexual violence in the Barren River Area Development District of Kentucky. As a disclaimer, this video was researched and recorded in March of 2024, based on the laws and regulations in place at this time. Laws are subject to change. For questions surrounding sexual assault laws in Kentucky, or to request an updated version of this video, contact Hope Harbor's office at the number on your screen. This training video is designed for first responders to sexual assault in the Barren River Area Development District, with a specific emphasis on medical providers in area emergency departments. This video will outline specific legal requirements medical providers and hospitals have to follow when providing care to victims of sexual violence. The topics covered in this video will include post-sexual assault care basics, location of post-sexual assault care, providing post-sexual assault care, consent in post-sexual assault care, hospital reimbursement for post-sexual assault care, victim advocacy and post-sexual assault care, when to report sexual assault allegations, and evidence, chain of custody, and storage requirements. Each topic will be explained and then followed up with excerpts from Kentucky state law that explain each requirement in detail. Some excerpts have been condensed for brevity and continuity in this presentation. This handbook, entitled Sexual Violence Laws in Kentucky, a handbook of criminal, civil, and administrative laws, shall serve as supplemental reading for this training. This handbook was compiled and published by the Kentucky Association of Sexual Assault Programs and is available in digital version for free at the web address on your screen. The first section of this video is titled, What is Post-Sexual Assault Care? Post-sexual assault care refers to medical care provided to victims of sexual assault in hospital emergency departments. This care can be broken into two kinds: basic medical treatment and gathering of samples for evidence. Basic medical care refers to medical screening, examination for injury, treatment of sexually transmitted infections, and post-exposure HIV prophylaxis. Gathering of samples for evidence refers to the part of post-sexual assault care where specific medical professionals gather evidence off the victim's bodies and clothing for the purpose of furthering a law enforcement investigation into a report of sexual assault or other sexual crimes. This process includes utilizing the Kentucky State Police Sexual Assault Evidence Collection Kit, and in some cases, performing lab testing. Moving on now to our second section, where does post-sexual assault care happen? The location of care for victims of sexual assault varies from development district to development district. In the Barren River area, post-sexual assault care happens in two locations: hospital emergency rooms and the Barren River Area Child Advocacy Center. As the name suggests, only minors are eligible to be seen at the Child Advocacy Center. It is the only designated sexual assault examination facility in the Barren River area other than hospital emergency rooms. In accordance with Kentucky state law, hospital emergency rooms must provide post-sexual assault care upon request and consent of all victims of sexual harm, including minors. Moving on to the third section, let's cover who can provide post-sexual assault care. Post-sexual assault care can only be provided by medical providers whose scope of practice and training includes performing speculum examinations. This includes physicians, sexual assault nurse examiners, physician's assistants, and any registered nurse with the ability to perform speculum exams. This, of course, includes nurse practitioners. Medical providers whose scope of practice does not include speculum exams, such as attending nurses or other medical personnel, may not primarily provide post-sexual assault care or complete the Kentucky State Police Sexual Assault Evidence Collection Kit. However, they may assist one of the aforementioned providers in the care process. Our fourth section explains who can consent to post-assault care. Consent is crucial when providing post-sexual assault care. To be sexually assaulted is to lose all power and control over one's body. Emphasizing and requiring consent from victims returns their bodily autonomy and their sense of control to this difficult situation. Additionally, due to the nature of some facets of post-assault care, to force this process onto an unwilling person could itself be considered a form of sexual assault. As such, all victims of sexual assault have the right to consent or decline some or all portions of the post-sexual assault care process. This includes minors, regardless of their age. Parents or guardians may not give consent for post-assault care on behalf of the victim, except in very extreme and rare circumstances. Our fifth section covers payment for post-sexual assault care services that happen in hospital emergency departments. It is vitally important to remove as many barriers to support and services for victims of sexual assault as possible. This way, everyone can access this vital care when they need it, regardless of circumstances. As such, hospitals may not cause any victim who receives care that includes examination to incur any out-of-pocket cost, either from the hospital or associated medical personnel directly, or from the victim's insurance carrier. Hospitals may instead be reimbursed for their services, either from the victim's insurance carrier themselves, or by submitting a reimbursement claim through the Kentucky Claims Commission. Our sixth section covers victim advocacy and post-sexual assault care. Rape crisis centers, such as Hope Harbor, provide 24-hour emergency advocacy services to victims of sexual assault who present at hospitals seeking post-assault care. In order for victims to access these advocacy services, hospitals must call their local rape crisis center and request an advocate be dispatched to their location whenever a victim of sexual violence presents in their emergency room. This request must occur regardless of any other circumstances surrounding the situation. Hope Harbor is the only victim service provider in the Barren River area to provide this 24/7 on-site advocacy service. Hope Harbor's contact information is on your screen now. As demonstrated, it is both vitally important and legally required for hospitals in the Barren River area to request advocacy services from Hope Harbor when providing post-assault care to victims. Hope Harbor can be reached 24 hours a day, 365 days a year at 270-846-1100. The next section of this video covers when to report a sexual assault. Despite the fact that sexual assault is a serious crime, hospitals are not required or indeed permitted to contact law enforcement about instances of sexual violence without express permission from the victim seeking post-assault care. Adult victims without a legal guardian have the right to decide for themselves whether or not to report to law enforcement, regardless of the circumstances of the assault. Additionally, victims have the right to receive all forms of post-assault care in a hospital, regardless of their reporting status. This includes all portions of the Kentucky State Police Sexual Assault Evidence Collection Kit. The only time when medical staff are required to report cases of sexual assault are in cases involving minors and/or adults who qualify as vulnerable adults under KRS 209.020, Section 4. The final section of this video covers evidence collection during post-assault care and how to properly maintain the vital chain of custody over that evidence. Evidence collected in the Kentucky State Police Sexual Assault Evidence Collection Kit is in many instances vital to law enforcement investigations into sexual crimes. As a result, this evidence must be carefully stored, maintained, and transferred by medical staff and law enforcement. This is called maintaining the chain of custody. In order to successfully maintain the chain of custody, a few rules must be followed. The first is that once a sexual assault evidence collection kit has been opened, the examiner must never leave the kit or its contents unattended. This prevents any possibility of evidence tampering. The second is that once a kit is completed and has been reported to law enforcement by the victim, hospitals must turn the kit over to the investigating law enforcement agency within 24 hours. This keeps reported kits from getting lost and ensures the next step of the investigation can begin promptly. The third is that unreported kits must be securely maintained by the hospital for a minimum of 1 year following the examination date. This allows evidence to be kept safe in the case of a victim deciding to submit a delayed report. Failure to follow these steps may result in evidence collection during the post-assault care process to become lost or, in extreme cases, declared inadmissible in court. We have reached the end of this video training. We hope you found it informative and helpful. Please remember to reach out to Hope Harbor at the number on your screen in the event you require support or advocacy for a victim of sexual assault. Thank you.